Have you ever wondered how birds evolved the ability to fly? One theory is that they were quick on their feet like the ostrich and they would flap their upper limbs to leap and capture prey, and eventually they evolved the ability to fly that way. Another theory is that they were like the flying squirrel. If you never saw a video on a flying squirrel, I encourage you to look it up. It's pretty cool. They would jump out of really tall trees and just glide to the ground, and eventually they started flapping and they learned to fly that way. Today's passage is going to explore how birds evolved the ability to fly. And the question we're looking at is Test 3, Section 1, number 21, which reads, which choice best reflects the overall sequence of events in the passage? I'm going to read the major parts of the passage that play into the correct answer. And it's a lot, but we don't really have time to check why every single detail of every wrong answer is wrong. So what we've got here is that Ken Dial, who is the star of the passage, bought in some hay bales for the chukars to perch on. Chukar is a type of bird. And then he left his son in charge of feeding them and data collection while he went away on a short work trip. So he's barely a teenager. Young Terry Dial was visibly upset when his father got back. I asked him how it went, Ken recalled, and he said, terrible. The birds are cheating. Instead of flying up to the perches, the baby chukars were using their legs. Time and again, Terry had to watch them run up the right side of the hay bale, flapping all the while. Ken dashed out to see for himself, and that was the aha moment. The birds were using their wings and legs cooperatively. And he told me, and that single observation opened up a world of possibilities. So what did we get so far in that part of the passage? It looks like answer choice D. An unexpected finding arises during the early phase of a study. So in the previous paragraph, we see Ken setting up his laboratory, but notice what it says in those lines is it was an aha moment. So it sounds like something clicked that had not clicked before. Let's see if an anomaly is observed. An anomaly is an irregularity, something abnormal, different, or peculiar. Let's see if something different is observed and is simulated experimentally, if they basically imitate it experimentally. Answer choice B, a new discovery leads to a reconsideration of a theory. He's just trying to decide between two theories. There's no theory that's been dismissed, so that doesn't look right. Answer choice A, an experiment is proposed but proves unworkable. Well, there was no experiment proposed yet. It looks like they're just starting to propose an experiment now. So let's look at the second part of each of these answer choices, and that we're going to get here. Working with Terry, his son, who has since gone on to study animal locomotion, Ken came up with a series of ingenious experiments, filming birds as they raced up textured ramps tilted at increasing angles. So what do we have for the second part of the answer? The study is modified in response to this finding. So once his son Terry saw them running up the sides of the hay bales, that was his aha moment, and then he does something, which it looks like he wasn't going to do before, because otherwise his aha moment's going to lead him to something different than he had planned. Answer choice C, anomalies observed and simulated experimentally. So they're not doing exactly that. We'll see why answer choice C is wrong. An experiment is proposed but proves unworkable. They are actually doing the experiment. Now let's see, 60 to 76 is going to wrap this question up for us. Ken called the technique WARE for wing-assisted incline running and went on to document in a wide range of species. It not only allowed birds to climb vertical surfaces within a few weeks of life, but also gave adults an energy-efficient alternative to flying. In chukar experiments, adults regularly use WARE to ascend ramps steeper than 90 degrees, essentially running up the wall onto the ceiling. In an evolutionary context, WARE takes on surprising explanatory powers. With one fell swoop, the Dials came up with a viable origin for the flapping flight stroke of birds, something gliding animals don't do, and thus a shortcoming of the tree down theory. An aerodynamic function for half-formed wings, one of the main drawbacks of the ground up hypothesis. So what's going on there? If we look at the last part of each answer choice A yields data that gives rise to a new set of questions. They don't ask a new set of questions. It sounds like with one fell swoop, he's explaining something. Answer choice B, a classic study is adapted. The results are summarized. And we don't get a classic study there. There's no study that was done before that they're repeating. And then answer choice C, the results are compared with previous findings. We don't get that either. A novel or new hypothesis proposed. No, we're deciding between two hypotheses. So we really get it in that last part, really drives home the point that the results are interpreted and evaluated. Thank you for joining us today. If you like this video, click like. You could share it with someone who has trouble with these type of sequence structure questions for passages. If there's any question you'd like to see answered from any official PSAT or SAT or ACT, leave that in the comments. I'd be happy to shoot a video on it. And click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Have a great day.